Okay, let's start. Today we are going to continue work with particles, and today's theme is portal effect. Uh, it is Doctor Strange portal effect. It costs only 2 points, and you don't need render this portal. And this portal is really interesting and easy for setting up. And also, I will share with you some tutorials how you can create this portal, and also you can watch lectures, and here is some example from the previous year of this portal. You need only submit screen recording, то есть attendance открыт, можете отмечаться. And in the screen recording you can showcase your portal. And here is some example of how you can create this portal. We are going to use some animation of starting portal and this spinning effect. Why we don't need to render out this sequence? Because Arnold Render didn't support to multi-strake rendering of the particles. That's why we just using Playblast. Mhm. Recording, you can use some Playblast effect, Playblast to create video from the viewport, or you can use something like me, like screen recorder, ice cream recorder, or some I don't know how it calls. Dmitry used in OBS screen recording, по-моему. OBS Studio for recording. Yes, you can just screen record from your work, and this is enough. And here, I guess it was rendering from hardware. You can use Maya hardware tool for rendering out this portal. This is an example of great work. And what else? We can also see not a great work. And this is a different example of how you can create this portal. And from the Alia, I think this is also a good one. And this is a task. From the beginning, it starts from the small sparkle, and after that, it's increasing and moving around. What about tutorials? I can share with you some links. Where is my backlog? Here's the original tutorial. You can use it too, or you can use some today's lectures. Lecture from the previous year. Original tutorial. And in the internet we have a lot of examples of how you can create this Doctor Strange portal. Here's another way of creation the same portal effect by using particles flow. I can share with you the link too, but the process is a little bit different from chosen one. But it's also supposed to be And here is another example of how you can create the portal effect. Uh, Doctor Strange portal effect. In the internet, with this Doctor Strange portal, you can find a lot of examples and showcasing their work, and you can may get these examples like inspiration and watch them all too. And another way how you can create this portal and render this out, it's using Maya spheres instead of multi-strake. And in this tutorial, they learn how to create and render out this effect. Maybe you can also can use this tutorial for your work. And instead of Maya, there is a lot of tutorial how you can create this portal in Adobe After Effects, and you can mix real footage with this Doctor Strange portal. As you see, at our first lecture, I was showing you some examples of final project, and some of students used this portal with real footage and like visual effects combination, and you can also use this portal from the After Effects uh, and combine with real video and create something like this. And here is a lot of tutorials how you can use this effect in different programs such as After Effects, Maya, even in Blender. There is also some tutorials how you can create this Doctor Strange portal. And here's another example. But for today's task, we just try to create it in Maya and without any render, just understanding how it works. And here's another examples with the particle system from Maya. Okay, let's start this effect. Everything works. Okay, let's start new scene and save in our location. We are going to start with curves and create a circle. Just simple circle will be origin for this portal. Let's increase the scale and rotate the circle on 90 degrees. Okay, we need to animate the circle around for the spinning of animation. For the animation, I'm going to use rotate on y-axis. I'm going to create case selected only for the y-axis, and just slightly rotate it on minus 60 degrees. And another, I will show you some trick how you can increase infinite animation. In the graph editor, we can open this small animation about 10 frames. And in this animation, I'm going to change this curve to this straight line. Because when I'm using this as in as out effect and with looped circle, my circle will be like with not smooth with some steps. We can select these frames and various. In previous years, Maya, it was just one in on one click. I didn't see here's where is this tool? Ah, this one. I think this one can create the straight line. You can use these two tools. We need smooth and straight line. After that, we can select this animation and create post infinity. We can create a cycle with offset. If we create this cycle with offset, now we can see this straight line drawing to the infinity in the end. And now, if we see this animation, this circle is spinning around with the speed of we created. The speed about from 0 to the 10 frames, I'm starting with the first spin on the minus 60 degrees. If you increase this angle, of, for example, on the minus 90 degrees, your circle will be more faster and spins more faster. If you need to slow animation, you can use maybe minus 40 degrees for these frames. Uh, and after that, you can use post infinity to create infinite loop of this circle. It's slowly spins, if you can see this. Next, we are going to create some disk, and we are going to create sparkles from this disk. And these sparkles help you to create this small, tiny beginning uh, and um, increase interesting of this portal. We can just scale a little bit, scale this disk, rotate on the 90 degrees, and I'm going to also create the loop animation of this disk. And I'm going to make simulation of particle simulation from both of these two objects, from the curve and from the disk. And I need to change position of this disk and put it inside of my curve. And next, for the rotation of this disk, I need to change the center pivot of this disk. How I can change the center pivot of this disk easily? I can just group this disk. When I'm group this disk, every group automatically puts its origin into the center of the grid, and that's why we can use this group for animation of this disk. Now, if we rotate this disk rotates around our circle. It's really useful for this situation. And now we need to understand in which direction we need to rotate this disk. We need to make the same animation for this disk. Let's use key selected on the first frame. On the 10th frame, I'm going to use the same speed for this rotation. And let's check. I think this is a wrong orientation. We can break connection for this animation. And let's check. We need to use x-axis. Okay, let's key select it on the x-axis and use the same speed for this circle. And now we need to create infinity with the cycle infinity after this animation. Let's select this group and go to animation editor, graph editor. Let's change the curve. Where is the straight line? On the previous years, we used different version from the Maya, and it was just one button for creation the straight line. Oh, this one, it's for one click. Let's select case and use tangents, spline or linear. And after that we can select case and make post-infinitive cycle with offset. Now it works. Let's check. We didn't. We just need to increase the number of keyframes on the timeline, and we can see entire animation. And this this disk rotates with circle. Now we're ready to apply some particles for the simulation. Let's select disk and create some particles. We can emit from object, and now we can see how particles flows from this disk. We can start changing some settings for these particles. We can change lifespan. Let's kill these particles after 1 or 2 seconds, maybe even less. Let's change the shading of these particles. We can use multi-strake. If we can use multi-strake, it's almost like Doctor Strange portal. It's these dots. We can use tail size increase, and let's go back to the particles emitter, and here we have some speed. We need to use some tangent speed. If we increase this tangent speed, it becomes more circular. If we increase this speed, it becomes even active. And next I'm going to decrease the lifespan. Let's save and see how it looks. And also we can increase or decrease the rate of the particles. Let's see how it looks. And we can even more decrease the lifespan. And I think increase some speed and tangent speed. We can decrease the mass and in the particle shape, multi-strake, we need to use some normal we can use tail fade and tail size. Maybe we can increase even more our lifespan and see what happens. I think this is enough. Okay, let's go to the our circle, nerve circle, and create emission from object. And for now, we need to select curve. Uh, for the disk, we used surface, but for the curve, we need to change to switch it off the circle. And now we see these particles. If we change the speed of these particles and tangent speed, let's see what happens. Now it rotates with the circle, but from the for different direction. And the same, we can change random range for these particles. And the direction of rotation of this disk, we need to change. Let's open our graph editor, or we can just break down connection and make it animation again. From the 0 point, it should be from the 0 keyframe, it can be 0. On the 10 keyframe, let's use opposite direction and key selected. Let's use tangent speed, linear, and post-infinity cycle with offset. Let's see the result. Now it's rotate with the same direction. And let's change these particles from the NURB circle to the multi-streak. We can increase the radius and normal direction, fade, line width we can increase, tail size, and tail fade. Now it looks almost like Doctor Strange portal, and I think we can decrease the line width and increase tail size. And now it rotates something like we expected. And okay, let's make some beginning animation and end animation for this portal effect. For the animation, we can group this circle and the small disk into another group. If we group this out, we can use animation for the scale on this above group. The cycle infinity from these two objects is just like we created, but for this group we can use scale animation, and the scale animation will not break our cycle with offset, and that's why I am using another group above. And at the beginning, let's make this group smaller. Let's start from the 20 frames and make key selected on this scale. But on the first frame, let's decrease this scale to the small one. And let's see what happens. Now we can see this open animation. And after that, we can change our starting, we can animate our emitters for the particles. And before it scales out, we can switch off particles from the circle, no, NURB circle. It's our second particles. Let's go to the emitter, and we can animate these particles right for the beginning. We have this animation with the scale, and from this part we will start particles rate of our animation. But before, let's kill these particles, and let's see what happens. Now we can see this small sparkle starts at the beginning, but when it's animate and zoom out, we can see these particles from the circle. Maybe we can increase the time for the scale a little bit more, for example on the 50 frames. and it starts uh, slower, and we can move beginning from the second particles just a little bit more. Let's break connection. At the beginning it will be 0. At the 50 frame it also can be 0, and after that, from now, it rotates, and after that we can start increase our particles to our expected rate. Let's save this and see what happens. And now we start with the scratch, and after that it full circle. And also we can at the end of animation we can make opposite animation and decrease the scale of this particle. Let's make our animation longer. Maybe it starts, moves, and from the beginning, from this, we are going to decrease the scale of our animation. First, let's keyframe. Let's make a keyframe from this scale 1. And after that, we can slowly decrease the scale. If you don't put this break with a scale 1 before we increase in animation, we will get, for example, scale zoom out and start zoom in. If you put the keyframes like me, here is a 0, 1 scale, this is the flat when we have the stable scale, and after this part we get the scale 1, and from this scale 1 you can see these parameters decrease to the small one. And now we have this example. It animates and decrease. And from this one, we should also use animation for our circle. And let's open emitter and also skew our particles to the 0. And now let's see what we have. We have beginning and animation, and then stops. And also we should kill these particles from the beginning, but little bit longer. For example, we can manipulate with the time, and let's see where we need to stop rating particles from the disk. I think from this one. Let's key selected, and after that we killing this one. I'm using every time 2 keyframes to fix the position and or number of particles rate, and after that I have this gap with few seconds to slowly decrease the numbers of rate. If I'm just killing these particles from the 0, I will not see the particles at all because we don't have any animation before and any keyframes. That's why you should use keyframes with the careful and think how much times and between these meanings you need to change. For example, if you need to rate particles previously, make the keyframe before the ending and just freeze this for the particles 100, and after that it becomes slowly decreasing to the 0. And this is suggestions for animation. And now we can see these effects and just stops. And again, it's begun. We can just increase number of particles more, number of frames, and see empty screen just a little bit for the 2 seconds, and it begins again. Okay, next we are going to change the color of these particles. Let's go to the particle shape, and we can use our color in the color attributes. Let's change the color of these particles, and we can use some ramp for these particles, and let's change it to the speed, or maybe constant, maybe H. Let's see. Maybe randomize ID will help us to change the colors. And this one with the randomize ID, I think it's enough. Also, we can change opacity. I think it's not work. Maybe for opacity, we can skip this opacity. This tail fade. We can use lighting. We can change opacity. And with the same settings, we need to change our first particles. Let's open selected color from the yellow to the orange. We can use randomize ID and color accum. Let's try to minimize mass for the second particles and see what happens. For the first particles, maybe we can decrease the leaving of these particles more. Yes, this one is much better. Okay, next we can create our background for the particles. We can use some maybe we can use plane. We can color this plane for the black. Assign new material. We can use some black color. Rotate. Uh, Put it on the background behind our particles. We can switch off the grid and we can show in the viewport uh, switch off not FX we need. Okay, maybe we can leave these small particles. Is just enough. Another what we can add our plane. Let's save. I think Maya crashed. Okay, let's save this result, create another plane. Maybe we can leave our view without any settings from the viewport because Maya crashed. But we can use black for the background. Let's rotate this. We can use another plane for the collisions. Why? save. Let's save as. Okay, it works. Let's save again and add another plane. Here is, we have already two planes. Let's increase the scale. We can assign another material for this one, maybe just a little bit darker, not black, but darker. And we can put it on the bottom, and we can assign on this plane uh, passive collider, and let's make collisions between this portal and plane. And now you can see um, how this portal can collide with our surroundings. And we're almost done. Let's switch off my display, head-ups display, poly count, and we can use screen recording, or we can use play blast from this viewport. We can select the position of the camera, make a bookmark, and first see animation. If everything is fine, you can double click on timeline and go to the settings for the play blast. We can use format AV, and change directory for saving this result. And we can name it. And let's save. Let's make it play blast. And after that, I'm going to use some handbrake to decrease the size of the playblast file, because AV files weights are really heavy. And here we have result, and you can submit this playblast effect. I have a good quality from the playblast because in the settings I am increasing this quality number. If you increase this quality number, you will get more quality playblast. If but the size of the file will be really heavy. Let's see where we saved this playblast. We can open in the folder, and here is almost 3 gigabytes of this animation, and I can use some handbrake to convert this Doctor Strange playblast preview uh, from the AVI to MPEG 4, MPEG 4, sorry. Okay, let's put it in the source. Where is our output directory? And start compressing. At the end, we have only 32 megabytes of the file, but the quality is the same. That's why I'm suggesting you to use some uh, converters to compress your files, and after you can submit it in the Teams. And we've done with this Doctor Strange portal. You can use my tutorial or you can use another tutorials from the internet, especially if you do your task in the Blender. From the Blender we also have Doctor Strange portal. You can use them. And here's also from the Blender you can render out these effects. And here is some spectacular examples. Okay, if you don't have any questions, we can free now. And on the next lecture, we are going to use another method of creation portals and create some Thanos portal with the fluid effects. And with this task, we've done with the first attestation. We don't have any midterms on this subject, but you need to submit every works from this first attestation, and you will earn 25 points maximum because we have from the we have a lot of on the first attestation we have a lot of celebratings and we don't have enough time to create a lot more works, and more works will be on the second attestation, and on the second attestation you will earn 35 points, and on the first attestation it's only 25 points. uh, the task is magical snow globe, text dissolve, dissolving object, magical smoke from the previous lecture, and today's lectures is a portal for Doctor Strange. The second portal will be a portal for the Thanos. Portal for the Thanos will cost 4 points, 4 points maximum. And for the Thanos, you also need to render out your portal. Okay, and if you don't have any question, we can be free now.